What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Andy and Steve from wagertalk.com. We're going over our road to millions. First and foremost, thank you, everybody, for all the kind notes last week. And to be honest, the weeks before, not real easy for dealing with my stepdad. Um, so let's just jump right into it, Steve. My gosh, it wasn't a great couple weeks leading into this weekend, and then, like we always say, kind of follow the process and stick to our plays, and we walk away 5 days with 37, 38 units. I don't know. I really don't like the up and downs. Obviously, we'll never be mad about a huge weekend like this. So I wasn't a big fan of a 2 week downturn and then making it all back and then plenty all in one weekend. But I don't know. Where do we want to start? Let's just start with baseball because we're on a hellacious run in baseball. What's been working for us?
And we're heating up, and we're kind of riding our streaks. You know what I mean? We have some different plays that have been cashing for us. We actually have some nice player props that we've been introducing into the fold, and we're on a nice run now. We're 5-1 in our last six, and 14-6 over our last 20 plays. So I'm really proud of the work that we've been doing in the Major League Baseball, getting right in the right time of year to start doing it too, with NBA and NHL winding down.
Yeah, Josh Jung has kind of become the ongoing kind of joke behind the scenes. His strikeout props, he always just strikes out once. So it's like,
Yeah, it's never early in the year he was, but it's crazy over the past month and a half, maybe more. It's one strikeout, and that's what he stands by. That's what he lives by. He doesn't, he doesn't strike out twice. He doesn't strike out. He gets his one strikeout in, and then he's making contact the rest of the way through. We'll talk more about a strikeout prop in a little bit as well. So
it's so funny. That guy, man. If they put up 1.5 strikeouts, under. If they put out over half, take the O. It's one of the more bizarre things that we've tracked this year. And no matter what, it's like minus 280.
yeah, either way, they juiced it to now it's juiced beyond belief. It was a hidden gem maybe about a week ago. You know what I mean? But now it's the juices went through the roof on that one as well.
Yeah. So, shout out to everybody that's watching us. Leave us a comment. Say hi to us in the chat. Let us know how you're doing on your road to millions. So, Wednesday, I will reset all the bankrolls, and man, you're going to see them. It's going to be crazy when you look at personal bankroll because down for a couple weeks and then all of a sudden in one weekend, bang, through the roof. Let's see some of the sports that we had for this weekend. I'll start with the good golf clean sweep. Thank God I needed it. We've been positive all year in golf, but just not the expected like units that I'm used to. So we break out and we have a really, really big week. I believe that's a plus 12 unit week. That was great. UFC was frustrating 1-1, and one of our losses was a guy was just kicking the other fighter's ass. He gets hit once, and the ref jumps in and stops it immediately. It was a horrific stoppage. It made no sense. It cost us a win, but 1-1, we're still number one the last 365 days. Formula One was okay. I think we left some units on the table. We were profitable, but not what we left money on the table that should have been better. Lacrosse in the professional lacrosse league, off and running, clean sweep across the board. So we knew PLL season was going to be a good one. So we started off with that one. And then let's see, baseball. We kind of took a little bit of hit with NBA last night. You want to talk about that a little bit? Let's talk a little
Yeah,
NBA. What'd you notice from last night's game?
I mean, geez, like the Heat just can't be. You can't kill the Heat. You know what I mean? They're just
Cockroaches,
unstoppable.
man.
They're just. It's almost like the Panthers, in the Florida Panthers, and I'm expecting Florida to win tonight. You know what I mean? Just based on how these things have been going. I know the game total went over last night, and there's a lot of people on that one. But the player props, it was a night for the unders for the player props. I mean, Joker gets over, but doesn't get his triple double. Doesn't go over for his rebounds. Um, a lot of other players under for their player props as well. I think a couple Heat guys might have went over just barely, but I know a lot of the flavor of the day was Michael Porter Jr. and he fell off.
He
He
was
didn't
terrible.
after that great game one. Everyone was looking for his points, rebounds, or his points, or his PRA, whichever one you had. But it was one of those ones that let everybody down last night.
That's great, Greg. The minute FanDuel put a boost on Joker's triple double, and yeah, anytime you have a bet that's involved and it's all of a sudden part of a FanDuel or DraftKings boost, bail, get out of there.
Yeah, run the other direction. Yeah, it's time. It's time to run the other way.
Yeah. The only units I was mad that we didn't bet on last night was Struce was an obvious bounce back candidate. Goes 0 for 10 from the field, 0 for 9 from threes in game one. They put his player prop line at 1.5. We didn't bet it, but if ever there was a place for a bounce back, that was going to be it. So we have Denver to win the series minus 1.5 games. I don't know. I'm not too worried. I mean, they shot damn near 50% from the field from 3-pointers. It's the Miami did. It wasn't like Denver was awful. I mean, Porter was terrible, but the rest of the team wasn't that bad. It's just, but what are you going to do when Miami shoots 50? If Miami shoots 50% from 3-point, like forget about it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't see Miami. I'm not too worried about it either. Although now we need Denver to win in Miami at least once, right? Before we were counting on them where they could just, they were going to need to win it on the road regardless. But now you look at it and you got to wonder. I don't think they lose another game in Denver. Honestly, I don't think the Nuggets lose at home again. So we got to win. Take one of these two in Miami. We'll be looking great to close out the series. I still believe in Denver to get it done within 6 games.
I do too. They're just overall better as a team. I think they put it together. They figure out their defensive rotations. Michael Porter was terrible. The team as a whole was terrible switching. I mean, Miami just ended up with a bunch of wide open shots. So we're going to get to a best bet here in a minute. But so strategy for the week. So when we're coming off of a massive 5-day run, I'm going to pull back here a little bit on some of the units. There's not a whole lot of great things to bet on, and B, we're not going to continue. What I have it here, 27-5, our last 32 plays. That's just not going to continue if we play our normal rate of play. So we're going to be very, very selective, and we're going to lower the units on some of the things. Remember, we're just aiming for 3% a week. We have a 5% play that is up right now. You should go get that one because you can do it just with that play. We're going to be sprinkling a little bit across the board, but during the week, there's not a whole lot of really, really solid plays. And I feel like this is kind of the time of year where people can really stumble. If you're looking for action on a weekday night and you're like, oh, I'll just start betting baseball, even though you haven't really been following it. I feel like this is a time of year where people can really, really get tripped up betting on things they don't normally bet on. So for us, and what I recommend is you've got NHL winding down, you've got NBA winding down. If you're not familiar with some of these sports that are taking place every night, just be really careful. You don't need to bet everything. And if you do think you have a good spot in a sport that you're not really confident in, just really lower the units. I know we're going to have a play today in baseball we're going to play at very low percentage, like probably less than a unit, because we're worried about coming off a huge, huge winning streak. So Steve, I know everyone's really excited about winning streaks, and I feel like that's when everyone wants to jump in. And it's like, I feel like this is the time to pull back, not push. Like the weekend was when you're in the middle of the winning streak, it's time to push. Now's the time to just be very, very cautious.
Yeah, it's that age-old question that when is the losing streak coming around the corner? Because you can't, like you just said, 27-5 just isn't sustainable. For anybody, you know what I mean? Let's just face it. We're looking at 57, 60%, and we're happy. So
85% the last 5 days.
Yeah, and that's obviously not going to continue. You obviously don't want to miss out, but I'd rather miss out sometimes and play it safe than lose on something you don't believe in. Like find the plays that you believe in and stick with those. That's what I always say.
Yeah, and it's rather lay off a winner than play a loser. So we definitely don't want to play losers. It's also a little bit tricky week in golf. We've got the Canadian Open, but it's the week before a major, so expect very low volume on those. We do have a good UFC card, and that's where our 5% play is in. So it's $9 Monday, so you can grab that on wagertalk.com. And then PLL will be this weekend, but we don't have a Formula One race this week, so we're going to be very, very light in terms of the bets, but that's fine. We can do a lot of damage with just some of the bets. Remember, we're just trying to make our 3%, and this week I feel pretty confident in. And sometimes these weeks with lower volume, sometimes it's easier to make 3% because you just don't have as many options. I mean, last week there was a lot of stuff that we laid off because it was like, we have so many sporting events. How can we possibly narrow it down? So Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Any other trends that you're seeing in baseball, or are we just kind of continuing on the same track? I'm always looking for teams that are really sucking. There's a few of them, but nothing I really, really want to fade is hard. I don't know. You notice anything with baseball, or are we just kind of chugging along?
I mean, we're kind of chugging along basically with these plays that we've been riding for the past week or two. I do like this category that we've kind of found with the batter strikeouts. If you can find a guy, do some good prices on some of these for the under. Another one that I had some success with some free plays over the weekend is the instead of the over on total bases, I'm starting to look at hits plus runs plus RBIs.
Hmm.
You can find a guy at I remember it being always at 2.5 a lot for the big name, for the big name players. But I've noticed that a lot of these guys, I put out one on Twitter last week. It was Carroll for the Diamondbacks. He's just on fire. He's the rookie from the National League that's just been ripping it. And his overs was 1.5 of normal juice basically for hits plus runs plus RBIs, and he went over for me no problem. And 1.5, you look at that and you just you get a hit and drive in a run, or you get a hit and you're on base and you get driven to yourself. There's just a lot of different ways to get there, as opposed to the total bases where sometimes you just fall short with one hit, and you might have a guy though that gets the RBI or gets the run. So that's a category that I'm kind of digging into a little bit more, trying to find some spots for that moving forward.
Love it, love it. Yeah, those are some good ones. So, yeah. So, what do we have up today? Well, we do have our promo code if you want to grab a 7-day pass. This is good through next Monday. So, Andy 7 get you 7-day pass for $79. That includes the 5% play we have up. It'll get you golf. It'll get you all of our MLB, anything else that we have. So you can use that, or you just grab the 5% play that is up there right now. And we got some really cool things coming on the Wager Talk website. That's exciting. And then we got a few other concepts that we're working on that we're really excited. We'll tell everyone about those a little bit later. But Wednesday we'll do our final bankroll for this last week, and I'll update the last couple weeks. So let's get to a free play here. We'll pause and then we'll give our prompt so I can clip this. Happy Monday, everybody. Andy and Steve from wagertalk.com. We got a free play for everybody coming up here in the MLB. Steve, we've been on a really nice MLB run. We have a 5% play is up on wagertalk.com for $9. But let's jump in here and just talk about this. This has been a great one for us moving forward, and we're getting an unbelievable price at plus 140, even though he's got a tough matchup. Let's talk about Yoshida and his under strikeout prop.
So, like you said, this is one that we've been riding recently. He does have a tough matchup against McClanahan today, but he holds his own against left-handed pitching. He's a little bit better against righties. Short history against McClanahan. He's faced him twice, got out once, walked once. So he's avoided the strikeout in both at-bats. But the big thing is that he's avoided the strikeout in 33 of 51 games on the season, which is a 65% success rate, and you're getting plus money on this one. We've been cashing it with normal juice on some nights, negative 105, negative 115, stuff like that. But it's amazing to get a play that's cashing at 65% under the radar here, and you're getting, you're not getting juiced like crazy on it, which is a great angle. So we'll look for him to not strike out again tonight at plus 140 and keep riding this trend with Yoshida.
Yeah, we hit a plus 155 on this exact same play earlier. So the guy just knows how to make contact, man.
He's great. He has great back control, and I think he's struck out looking 4 times on the entire season. So he's always putting it in play, which is what you need to cash these strikeout unders for batters.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and cash Yoshida under strikeout, but more importantly, go grab that 5% play that's up at Wager Talk. It's only $9. Grab it now. It's a little time sensitive. So we hope to cash that one. So thanks for joining us, guys, on Road to Millions. All plays we found at wagertalk.com. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good luck. Let's have a great Monday. Get off to a great week, and we'll see everyone tomorrow.
Good luck tonight.